Maman dit travailler c'est bien, bien mieux qu'être mal accompagné, pas vrai?
Okay, please, I need you to look carefully at what you are watching. This video playing beside me. Now, you see people from the APC-led government, even the son of the president, moving across states, distributing bags of rice, bags of beans, cooking oil, sewing machines, laptops, right? Generous on the surface, right? Branded with hope, timed with precision. But let us reflect honestly. Let's pause for a moment and ask a harder question. Why does this always happen when elections are close? Because for years, many Nigerians struggle under policies that make food more expensive, jobs scarce, and life harder. For the past 3 years, poor choices in governance have left too many Nigerians hungry, many jobless and hopeless. Families struggle daily to make ends meet. Then, as elections approach, the same hands return, not with lasting solutions, but with handouts. Truck begins to move from state to state, distributing rice and beans, not as government policy or a permanent program, but as a political event. You see, this pathetically is the quiet cycle we have accepted for too long. Bad governance creates poverty. Then the poverty is weaponized. Hungry citizens become easier to manipulate. Their loyalty is purchased with what should have been theirs by right in the first place. Think about it. The psychology is simple. A man who must queue for rice today to feed his children will hesitate to question the system tomorrow. A woman given a sewing machine feels grateful, yet remains dependent. And for those of us who can see through the smoke, we are not being empowered. That is not empowerment. We are being managed. Because if governance truly improved the lives of citizens, if Tinubu and his APC-led government spent the money they are now using to distribute rice and beans, if they spent that money to improve the lives of citizens, people would not be waiting for politicians to arrive with bag of rice or bags of beans every 4 years. They would already have the dignity of stable work, affordable food, and functioning systems. Our dignity as Nigerians is worth more than this. Is worth more than this. Waiting. We come from a people who built empires on self-reliance and collective strength. We deserve roads that work. We deserve schools that teach. We deserve farms that yield and an economy that lifts every hand, not political charity delivered every 4 years. Because if governors truly served the people, leaders would not need to crisscross the country with relief materials. Real development speaks for itself. It does not need to buy votes. So my people, what you are seeing here in this video is not simply charity. It is politics. A political cycle where poverty becomes useful. Because when citizens are hungry, a bag of rice, a bag of beans becomes powerful. When people are struggling, a small gift can look like salvation. But before you accept that bag of rice, ask yourself, I need you to ask yourself this. Why does the same system that produces poverty, the same system that made you poor, why does that same system suddenly become generous when votes are needed? Ask yourself that question, because this is the psychology of vote buying. And there's another question Nigerians should ask. As you are watching this, there's another question I really want you to ask. Now, the banner on this program reads Presidential Food Nutrition Assistance Program, targeting 2,000 vulnerable residents, funded with public money. Why are the bags branded with APC logos and the president's image? Why is Tinubu image everywhere? Government programs belong to the people of Nigeria, not a political party, not APC, not PDP, not ADC, not whatever party. If the funding comes from the state, then it is not President Tinubu paying out of his pocket. It is taxpayers' money. So why should the president's face be printed on the bags? Why is Tinubu's face everywhere? Now, if this is actually an APC charity program, right? Then another question appears. Why is it called a presidential food program? Why not simply call it what it would honestly be? An APC campaign initiative. Why not just call it an APC campaign initiative? Because the strategy depends on something very simple. Blur the line between government and party. Just blur the line so the people don't understand what belongs to the party and what belongs to the government. Make citizens feel that survival comes from the generosity of politicians rather than from the institutions they pay for. That confusion becomes powerful in a poor society. But this is not how it should be. This is not how a sane climb should work. A nation of over 200 million people should not have its dignity reduced to election season handouts. Real leadership does not show up with rice during campaigns. Real leadership builds a country where citizens do not need politicians' rice to survive. Real leadership creates self-reliance. And until we start asking that question, the cycle will continue. The trucks will keep coming. They will keep moving. The beans, the rice will keep coming. And every 4 years, the same story will repeat. You know why? Because a nation where citizens depend on politicians' rice during elections is a nation where leadership has already failed. Now, I know we've been saying this for years. I know we have been repeating this like a broken record. But let me say it again. It is time to wake up, guys. Nigerians, I beg, make we choose dignity over dependency. Make we demand accountability, not be lucre. See, my people, Edo people, we say the man wey trade in future for a bowl of rice today go still wake up tomorrow hungry. Hungry go still beat am tomorrow. You go wake up tomorrow, go still need food. Rice fit fill your stomach today. Rice fit fill your stomach for one night. But dignity go feed the nation for generations. If you sell your vote for rice today, you will spend 4 years begging for crumbs. Do you know why? Because when a people choose rice over respect, leaders learn to feed them only during elections. Because they go know say na wetin una want be that, and na wetin dey happen be that. So let's break this cycle. Let's break it for ourselves and for the generations watching. Our fatherland deserves better, and so do we. Let's say no to these Politicians, make we stop to dey collect this bag of rice. Una no dey tire. You go take this one this year and then suffer for the next 4 years. Haba, who do us?